kept pushing on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life feels slow, just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me. lights are out and you stumble in the dark. You kept pushing on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me. You're stronger now than you ever been. You gotta leave now, it's time to catch the wind. You will climb up high and look through the clouds. And when you're feeling low, I know you'll bounce back. Oh, and just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me. Just call on me. lights are out and you stumble in the dark. You kept pushing on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all dreams are lost. Everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life feels lemons, just call me. Are out and you stumble in the dark. You kept pushing on, but then you went too far. When your ship has sailed and all your dreams are lost, everything is wrong, you feel like it's your fault. Just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life feels lemons, just call me. Just call me. Just call me. Just call me. You're stronger now than you ever been. You gotta leave now, it's time to catch the wind. You will climb up high and look through the clouds. And when you're feeling low, I know you'll bounce back. Oh, and just remember, I will be there for you, baby. Remember, there's nothing out there to get you, don't forget it. When life throws lemons, just call me. Just call me. Just call me. Just
All right, everybody, welcome into Atlanta Motor Speedway, home tonight of the TNGG SuperSpeedway Blitz. I am Mike Demoney up in the booth once again. Sorry about the delay there, but we are set to go right now. We've got, looks like 32 drivers in the session here, getting ready to throw down some fast laps here at Hotlanta. So as we look back at last week's race, Merrick Watchhorn came in, dominated the race, led 50 laps to come away with the win. Timmy Reed closed in for second. Dale Rapp rounded out the top three in third. Last week was definitely a fuel strategy race, and this week will be no different. These guys are going to be running 100 laps here. Have 4 sets of tires in the pits. 55% fuel load. So I'm going to imagine we're going to be seeing pit stops come in anywhere between 25 and 30 laps. So sets this race up for somebody who wants to maybe take a little leap of faith there and get that fuel strategy going. Just watching the last couple minutes here of practice before they get ready to have their qualifying session. Right now, Thomas Lane Jr. has the points lead, but not by too many, as Brad Slagle is up there like 11 points back. Timmy Reed 20 back. Michael Mayu is 33 back. But all of that's not going to matter if somebody else comes in and wins, because last week's winner is currently sitting 11th out of, there's been a total of 69 drivers that at least completed in one race here. So if you get a win, you get like somewhere in the neighborhood here of 78 points. This is race 4 of 6. They're just set to be 6 races here in this series. So there's still time for somebody to come in and take the win. So qualifying right now at Hotlanta is definitely living up to its name. 119 degree track temperature, 86 degree ambient air. So it is going to be a hot, slick track tonight. See who we got on track right now, trying to get some speed built up here. This is Atlanta Motor Speedway. They are the new configuration here, more like a super speedway. Is 5 degree banking on the front and back stretch and 28 degree in the turn. You can kind of see there as he came up onto the backstretch there. Like he's probably, Rodney Gurman here is probably going to make his first lap. 32:44 Team Extreme, and that 0:52 gets up there with a 32:41. James Mohan got a 32:41 as well. So Team Extreme has a front row at the moment. Oh, Jacob Hall in a 43 has a 32:32. Flagel came back and got a 32:36. Gurman a 32.36 as well. See here. Michael Bayu making his third lap. And shuts it down. Mike Allen made his 2 laps of 32.49. Anthony Reiner. All these guys are getting ready for the truck series that they're going to start running come April. The IEL truck series. Joshua Jernigan. Like he is done there. So we've got 30 drivers that have taken a qualifying lap. Fastest on track at the moment is going to be Jacob Hall with a 32.32. And we got a pair of 32.36s right behind him. .40, 32.41. Everybody's pretty close right now. So they're getting set here. They're going through their final checks here. They'll get a little bit of warm up. The look here at the schedule. So after this Atlanta race, they will head to Nashville Superspeedway on the 4th and wrap it all up with Talladega. We'll see who jumps in to get the take the win here tonight and head on down the road to Nashville and then Talladega. As they all are warming up here. John Bawaldo's faster here on in practice at the moment. Guys are working it through pretty well here. All right. Jump on board while we got a minute here. You guys are just going around. You can see that these guys are working on their drafting, because since the reconfiguration here of Atlanta, drafting seems to be the way to go. These guys do have limited tire sets. I imagine we're gonna see them, barring cautions, jump in. Whoa. At 3 of William Percheris. Got flipped around upside down there. Dale Rapp made his debut last week, I do believe. Wound up on the podium here. Team Extreme showing up again. Jacob Blakely. H&S number 34. Last week, we were at Michigan, and they only had 1 caution in this league last week. It was only for 3 laps, so get set for some good racing here at Atlanta. See who can bring home the win. Just about done here with this warm-up. Bert and Greg, that CMC machine. All right, warm-up is over. We will get set. Get this grid up and going here. They'll bring up the grid. We got Jacob Hall bringing home the pole with a 32:31.9. Brad Slagle not too far behind him. We'll start outside row 1, row 2. Rodney Gurman, James Fields, row 3. Gary Huffins and James Mohan. Tucker Dorff and Timmy Reed round out row 4, row 5. Mark Jackson and Thomas Lane Jr. Row 6. James Wurstema and Michael Hall. We have Tim Dixon and Sean Berry, Dale Rapp, John Bawalda, Brennan Gregg, and Jim Laughlin in row 9. Row 10, Michael Mayu and Mike Allen. Row 11, Jeremy Daring and Scott Higby. Row 12, Joshua Jernigan and Johnny Malaya. Alan Isaac and Anthony Renner. Nicholas Heslin and James Lovejoy. Row 15, Philip Isaac and Robert Armaraw. Then we have Charlie Gallagher and William Petrus. Jacob Blakely and Ian Logan. Spencer Burton and Larry Eddy. And that is the field of 36 trucks. All right. And here they are getting set to come down to the green flag. Jacob Hall on the inside gets a jump, and he is down and away. Gets out by over a car length. We'll see if that's going to hurt him on this run. As Brad Slagle and Rodney Gurman side by side. James Fields and James Mohan also side by side. Then it starts to get single file there with the 54 and Timmy Reed back there. Tucker Dorf. Mark Jackson on the high line. And that did come back to haunt Jacob Hall as he got taken over almost right out of the gate down that backstretch of the 69 Rodney Gurman. Down the backstretch they go. Mohan jumps out to the outside line, trying to figure out which way he wants to go as these guys are still side by side through lap 3 here at Atlanta. Rodney Gurman leading that outside lap. Timmy Reed looks like he might have got loose, got down to the inside, is going to float back towards the back of the field here. And Jacob Hall takes over the lead. So 2 by 2 they go. 2 Team Extreme teammates in row 2 with Gurman and Hall leading the way. Still side by side. Nobody's really making any ground so much. Nose to tail they go. They got about 4 trucks lined up on that inside line, but they just can't seem to stay in sync there. Looks like we got somebody off track there. Looks like might be Tim Dixon here. Let's go back and take a look here. Oh, yep, Tim Dixon just got a little loose there. Came back up on track. Everybody kind of slowed down. 4:11. Tim Dixon gets knocked down to the inside again. We got a different view here. So the 4 of Wurtsma gets a little loose there. And then you'll see coming up behind him. He gets back up there. Gets room. Tom Dixon gets in the middle. Then you'll see this camo truck here. Still carrying some speed. Gets pushed a little bit into that outside wall and then comes back in front of Tim Dixon. Tim Dixon barely catches the 4 of Wurtsma, and both of them go round. So back up front, though, it's still Jacob Hall. Nobody's hit pit lane yet. working on completing lap 7 here. Jacob Hall leads the race. James Mohan up 4 positions. Brad Flagel in 3rd. Rodney Gurman in 4th. Mark Jackson 5th. Sean Berry 6th. Thomas Lane Jr. in 7th. Tucker Dorf 8th. John Buwalda in 9th. And Mike Allen up 10 spots in 10th. So that is the first caution we have tonight. These guys are going to get stacked back up and ready to go here. So James Wurtzma involved in that accident there. I thought he was gonna go down pit lane there, but it doesn't look like he is. Timmy Reed in that high lane. You got the Isaacs right next to each other. Phillip Island. Tom Dixon hit pit lane. And we are back under green flag here. Jacob Hall gets that big run again. James Mohan jumps down behind him. But we saw here last time, that restart, if you get that good jump, you're going to be caught pretty quickly here. And Slagle and Gurman are side by side along with Jackson and Barry as they make their way down that backstretch. You can see the field kind of spread out a little bit. Allows Buwalda to go to that high line. Side by side behind them is Dorf and Rapp. Mike Allen in the 88 truck there. And it looks like Hall and Mohan are getting hooked up pretty well here. Slagle's trying to suck up to that back bumper of his teammate in front of him. They're not really gaining too much ground there. That outside lane to the leader is only a quarter of a second at the moment. Side by side, almost side drafting into each other, Slagle and Gurman. Both were able to save it there. But that outside line had to check up just a little bit. So that leaves Gurman, Barry, and Buwalda back behind a little bit. Buwalda jumps down to the inside. It's going to try and move up a couple positions here. Like we got James Fields down on the low side, trying to just get out of that pack racing up front. Like he might have to do it again as the second pack is just blowing by him as everybody has that draft. Whoa, the 22. Anthony Renner gets spin. What? We'll have to take a look and see what happened there. So let's see. take a look here. So you see the 22. And I come down just a little bit. The 93 at James Fields down on the inside. Joshua Jenigan looks like he just, I don't know if he just didn't see him there or what, turned the nose right in front of the 93 of James Fields there. Then as this is going on, everybody starts to check up here. And the 3 of Willem Petrus gets into the back of Anthony Reiner, sends him down into the inside, and going to spin in front of the 24 of Jeremy Daring. And everybody tries to drive down to get out of the way there. Levin tries to just squeak by. Race off pit road. Pretty heavy there. Had about, looks like about half of the field elected to pit. Only 6 stayed out. Jacob Blakely, the last one. But up front, it's still Jacob Hall. And I'm going to say we're going to spread this one out just a little bit longer, having these caution runs. So I bet we can probably make it closer to 30, 35 laps before these guys have to hit pit lane. Lights are out on that pace truck there. Take a look, see if we can maybe jump on board here. With the leader, Jacob Hall, as he follows that pace truck around. Here we go down the backstretch. Try and get stacked up here. Looks like the back half of that field's kind of spread out a little bit. Pace truck is in as they make their way to that Geico restart zone. Jacob Hall will get the restart again. He is down and away. Looks like Mohan stays right with him this time, but doesn't get out too far in front. Dives down behind him, and they are hooked up once again. Mark Jackson's stuck on the high side as Sligo's not going to let him go down. Then we got the 71 of Sean Berry staying down on that inside. Mark Jackson back a little ways. The 59 of Johnny Malia is up 19 spots, sitting in just inside the top 5 here as they kind of get this line sorted out. Back through the field, still side by side. Jackson and Gurman. And Blakely and Charlie Gallagher. Tucker Dorf and Boaldus still side by side as well. Oh, Gurman slides. The 3 goes around. And we are under caution once again. So let's see what happens here. You got Gurman. Oh, it looks like Jacob Blakely just... Oh, that's not Blakely. Oh, there we go. Johnny and Malia just gets loose, comes down in front of Gurman. It's like Hessling gets into the back of the 3 there of Ian Logan. And he goes around. Or William Petrus. The 38 has nowhere to go of Thomas Lane Jr. Everybody else is trying to stop on track, get him set up here. So several involved in that accident there. Well, we went from 6 who have not pitted down to 3. The top 3 at the moment, Jacob Hall-Schomberry and Mark Jackson. So as they do this, we're going to go ahead and step aside for 1 minute. You won't miss anything. We'll just be side by side and go back once they get ready to take this green flag.
What's up, guys? Roger Debo, front tire changer for the 45 Alpha Prime car. You're watching Sim Racing Media.
All right, everybody, welcome back. We are currently working on lap 23 of 100. Top three guys have not hit pit lane yet. Jacob Hall, Mark Jackson, and Charlie Gallagher here. But it looks like Jackson's going to work that high side and try and make the pass for the lead on Jacob Hall. But Jacob Hall has Charlie Gallagher right behind him. And they are working together here. So here they go. And like we got somebody towards the back here. Like he made it to the pits. Looks like Alan Isaac went off track. But they are set now. So these guys up front are going to be looking to pit sometime in the near future here. They have not came in to get fuel or anything. And we were looking at, with the 55% fuel load, making about 25 to 30 laps. But they've had several laps of caution, so they're probably going to drag this out. But I imagine we'd see them hit pit lane when the next caution comes out, whenever that happens to be. Side by side, still up front, Hall and Jackson, with Gallagher and Barry behind them. Spinning behind them. Let's see here. Higby, Jenigan, Heslin. Whoa. Let's go back here. See what we can see here. Oh, there you go. 52 into the 077. Into the 411 there. That's Tom Dixon. The 22 of Joshua Jernigan gets spun around. The 28 goes into that outside wall of Scott Higby. So Higby, Jernigan, and Heslin all crash. It looks like Alan Isaac as well. I believe we're going to have almost everybody up front. Yeah, everybody who was up front came and got their tire, so they went from front of the field to midfield now. Mike Allen takes over the lead here. Michael Mayu up in second. James Mohan up for third. So that that fancy neon green paint is making its way to the front right now. Like I was saying earlier, if you like the racing that you are watching, these guys do have a truck series that's kicking off in April. And they will run. Yeah, the truck series will start April 8th. if that's something you're interested in doing, get a hold of these guys, and I'm sure they will be glad to get you hooked up. So here we go. Backed up again. This time we have two new shooters on the front row, Mike Allen and Michael Mayu. Mohan Slagle right behind them. Jacob Blakely and James Wertzma. James Lovejoy, Brennan Gregg, Rodney Gurman, and Charlie Gallagher round out the top 10 here as they run on track. Jacob Blakely, just looking through here, is up 28 positions to currently run inside that top 5. A heck of a run so far for Jacob Blakely. See if he can finish it out here once we get back to green flag racing. So here they are getting stacked up again. Allen with the button. Little slow to go, kind of stacks up that inside line a little bit. Michael Mayu stays with him just on his outside. Mayu and Mohan side by side. See if Mohan jumps up to that high line and tries to help out the teammates up there. You can see that green X on the hood, but it looks like Mike Allen elects to go to the high side, allows Mohan to get through down on the bottom. Mohan to the lead. Allen back to second. Mayu and Slagle jump down to the inside line. He's going to jump behind their teammate, leave Mike Allen out to dry here. As Lovejoy gets loose and is down on the infield, but staying out of the way, and we stay green. So heck of a save there. We're single file now through about 7 or 8 positions back here. Looks like the first car side by side is Gurman and Gregg here. Just behind him is Jacob Hall. Like we get a little bit of a, I'll call it an accordion effect as drivers are trying to figure out which way to go. Hall is on a mission to get back up front as he's just to that out the right rear quarter panel of Mike Allen. Let's see. Let's go back here, take a look at something real quick. Oh, Alan Isaac just hit pit lane. That he went off track here. Let's take a look here. Nothing there. I thought there was something going on there, but guess not. Let's see what happened here. Oh. 54 just spins the 31 there of Tucker Dorf. Tucker Dorf goes around and winds up into that outside wall. It looks like Philip Isaac might have just blown an engine. Made it to pit lane pretty quick here. Trying to see what happened earlier here. Let's see. It's not even. Not letting me see that event. It's saying there was a crash there, but not. Just don't have the replay of it. So James Mohan is up front. Last pit on lap 19. Jacob Blakely up 31 positions. Sitting P2. Once again, this is the TNGG SuperSpeedway Blitz. These guys have this race and then 2 more. And then they'll have a couple road course series come up. And then they're going to get set and get their truck series underway April 8th. If you guys are looking for something to do, they show up every Saturday. Good field of guys here. So James Mohan down to the inside. Jacob Blakely to the outside. Michael Mayu and Brad Slagle. Jacob Hall and Randy Gurman. Sean Berry, James Wertzma, Mark Jackson, and Gary Huffins. James Mohan from Springfield, Illinois here. Jacob Blakely. We're getting them stacked up here. Take a look here from the blimp. These guys get ready to go. James Mohan with the button. 34. Jacob Blakely got a little bit of a run, had to slow down, which checks up that outside lane, which puts Slagle and everybody else kind of in a rough position there. Jacob Hall down on the inside is going to try and get back up to P1. James Wertzma at the tail end of that line. Mohan and Mayu have found each other up front. Looks like Mohan might got a little bit loose there with the teammate pushing. Jacob Hall trying to get a little bit of a run. Slagle Gurman outside. The 077 of James Laufman there got a little loose, took it to the apron, and we stay green. You can see how fast that just happens. As the 43 of Jacob Hall moves that outside line, is going to try and go back to the lead as Michael Mayu's getting a little loose behind Mohan there. Started the race with 36 drivers. Looks like there's about 4 that called it a day and put their cars on the hauler. A few that are a few laps down here. Looks like we got another guy into the wall, maybe. Tucker Dorf. Just hit that outside line, but he stays going straight. Gonna have that whole field come rushing in right behind him here. Mohan still has the lead. Jacob Hall trying to make that outside line come to him. Mayu slides up just a little bit. Gets that side draft of... Hall gets that side draft off of Mayu there. Like the 71 of Sean Berry might have enough speed to stick his nose down inside of Mayu, but backs off just a little bit there. Side by side they go. Mayu gets a little bit, goes a little bit wider than Mohan did coming to that start finish line. But they are side by side through probably the first 12 or 13 cars at least. Then you get Scott Higbee back here. Basically the first car relatively by himself at the end of these lines. Jacob Blakely's going to try and go up to his outside, so we're still going to be 2 by 2 through almost 18 positions on track, so 9 rows back. Oh, Huffins just goes around. Let's see here. See what happened. The 11 there just gets in, gives him a little bump, sends him around. He goes into that outside wall. Everybody else basically scatters, so we'll stay green. But the 11 of Charlie Gallagher just got a little too close. Gave him a little tap, and around he went. Up front, though, it's still Mohan and Mayu leading the race. Both of these trucks last pitted on lap 19. So we'll see if how far they're going to be able to stretch the run here. With all the cautions we had, without cautions, it was 25 or so laps. They've done more than that now. Looking to see if they can make it probably for another 5 or 10 laps probably. They might be able to make it a little more than that, but they're definitely on a different pit strategy than half of the field. Half the field's pitted on lap 28. There's also a couple guys that came down on lap 36. So definitely some strategy here as the leader, racing behind, gets... Let's see what happened back here. And we're still green. Let's go back here and take a look, see what happened. Oh, Bawalda gets spun. Saved it. Everybody else trying to avoid it, and calamity just happens behind him. So Bawalda got touched, got a little loose, went down to the inside. Everybody else was trying to check up behind him, trying to avoid that, and that set the race apart right now as Mark Jackson goes back to the lead. Oh, Brad Slago gets a little tap there in the corner, and we are under caution once again here. Mayu checks up. Slagle checks up, gets hit in the rear by Rodney Gurman. And that is what brings out the caution here. So that's going to reset the race here, as Jackson will lead the race. Mohan Hall, Mayu, or Jacob Hall, Michael Hall, Brad Slagle, Rodney Gurman, James Fields, John Bawalda, Charlie Gallagher, Jacob Blakely. Everybody basically hits pit lane. Looks like we're going to be left with a few drivers left out on track. We got Mark Jackson, Sean Berry, Nicholas Heslin, Joshua Jernigan, and Thomas Lane Jr. Like Jackson's waiting for the pace truck here. So just over halfway through the race. Like these guys are all just gonna stay out, so that's gonna be a little bit different strategy. James Mohan is the first truck that has, the latest truck that has pitted on lap 51. The first of the latest, I guess. Currently sitting P6. So we do have a couple different strategies working out here as we get set for this restart. Riding on board here with Thomas Lane Jr. on that roof cam. Making their way down that Atlanta Motor Speedway backstretch. Like I said, a lot of these drivers probably aren't too big of a fan of this new configuration here of Atlanta, because it turned it into more of a mile-and-a-half super speedway, whereas before it was a little bit more multi-groove and you could kind of go wherever you wanted. Now it's all about who you have with you. See, that outside lane needs to get a little closer here as they get ready to go. Mark Jackson with the button again, and he is down and away. Looks like a couple checkups there, but nothing too major, as the 71 of Sean Berry jumps in behind him. So 1771. Looks like we had a issue back towards the back here. It looks like they jumped to pit lane, so we should be good to go. Stay green. Gurman makes it 3 wide there behind him. Mohan and Gurman side by side. Nicholas Heslin, Thomas Lane Jr., and Gurman's 3 wide. Working their way through that quad oval. John Bawalda just gets into that outside wall, slows him down just a little bit. Everybody avoids him, and we are still green. Jacob Hall back towards the front here. As Gurman pushing him. Like we have spinners towards the back here. Looks like the 11 of Charlie Gallagher there. And a few behind him as well. Go back and take a look here. So here we go. Oh, Nicholas Heslin just drives down. Didn't see James Mohan there. Mohan gets the back bumper with Brad Slagle. Slagle slides up, or Mohan slides up into the 83. The 11 back into the rear of that 83. So everybody gets... See here, let's see what Bualda got. As he was just in behind it as well. Well, looks like he just barely missed it. So let's take a look here. See if we can get on the nose. And you just kind of see how this is all playing out in front here of Timmy Reed. See, Mohan goes up. Gets clipped there. The 83 goes sideways. Timmy Reed just looking for somewhere to go here. As he basically just stops. Bualda makes his way through. The 34 there as well. So quite a few involved there. Oh, man. Let's see what in the world here. Whoa. Bualda just spun up the track. What in the world? The 414 slammed on his brakes. The 18 slammed on his brakes. The 31 of Tucker Dorf into him. So here we go again. Lap 59 here. Thomas Lane. The team IEL. Thomas Lane Jr. leading the race. We'll have control when we get here to the start-finish line. Down and away. Looks like Nicholas Heslin almost jumps the start there. Like Heslin tried to get a good run there and just didn't quite Mohan, Timmy Reed, Sean Berry. We got a slow car down on the apron trying to get out of the way here of these leaders. So all 3 races we've raced in this series has been, oh man, has had a different leader or different winner. Go back and take a look here, see what happens to Randy Gurman. Like he just starts to check up a little bit. Like the 26 just gets right into his rear bumper, spins him around, and around they go. Saved it, and we are still green. Everybody bouncing around up front, trying to find the right lane they want to be in. So several cars are on pit lane. Started the race with 30. We'll go 35. 14 are currently on the lead lap. Timmy Reed battling back on that high line. Going to see if he can get pushed to the lead. Charlie Gallagher on that high line as well. Gary Huffins. John Berry down on the inside. Side by side. Thomas Lane Jr. leads that lap. Has about a car length on that outside lane. Going to float up a little bit. Looks like he's trying to oval those corners a little bit more. As the 71's getting loose, gets stuck in the middle. Everybody swings to avoid him. Sean Berry is not where he wants to be. 17 of Mark Jackson was going to try and pass him, but thought better of it as the 71 was not under control very well. Michael Mayu also was stuck kind of behind him. Leaders trying to make their way through the race here. Thomas Lane Jr. leading the race. Jackson Springs, North Carolina. James Mohan trying to stay behind Lane there and push him towards the front. Lane still trying to oval those corners just a little bit more. The 11 of Charlie Gallagher gets loose and has to check up a little bit. Winds up going back to about third row, just to the outside of Sean Berry. Gallagher's on that high line. Timmy Reed just behind him there. Guys are still side by side racing through. I don't know if my scoring monitor right. Lane Jr. there's out since lap 36. So he should be getting pretty close to probably having to hit pit lane. As he floats up to that high line, lets Mohan by. Mohan has Berry on his back bumper, getting pushed to the lead. But Lane Jr.'s not going away. Gallagher's right on his back bumper, pushing him on that high line. Side by side they go through the first 5 or 6 lines here. See if somebody's going to elect to pit here. 14 trucks left on that lead lap. Tight little group here, battling it out. Oh, Lane Jr. gets spun right into Mohan, and around they go. Caution is out. if we can maybe go a little bit farther view here. So Gallagher gets just into that back bumper. And it looks like they're almost going 4 wide here. Gallagher slides down and just barely turns back. It's just a little bit of the nose under Lane and sends him into Mohan, and around they go. And looks like they're going to wind up wrecking behind him too as Lane comes back across the track. Head on of the 77 there. And everybody was wrecking. So there's the big one here. See if we can get a look here from another point of view. Oh, here's a good view. Let's take a look here. This is on board the front bumper of Gallagher here. See him slide down. And you see just that nose just gets a little bit in front there of the left quarter. And just barely touches Lane. Right here. Like not even hardly anything there. Just sends Lane right down into my to Mohan there. So that changes the complexion of the race just a little bit here. Race leader now is Jeremy Daring. Daring in that 24 Pennzoil Chevrolet. Last pit on lap 49. I don't know if he's going to wait and try and hit pits this next time, or what's he going to try and do here. So here they go, getting stacked up again. Pace lights are out on that truck. So Daring, last pit on lap 49. We'll see how long he can stay out. He can probably stay out a few more laps. Everybody else behind him pitted on lap 70 there. So he was the only one to stay out. To get stacked up here. Like almost everybody else has to start in that bottom lane. Pace truck is in, and Daring will bring him down to the Geico restart zone. He's down and away as soon as he hits that restart zone. But Barry's staying relatively close with him, dives down just behind him. And they get hooked up to see how much gap they can build on Mark Jackson. Jackson, my U. So Jackson's going to try and go to that high line. Gurman as well. Mayu thought about it, but doesn't look like he looked in his mirror and saw Gurman up there and thought better of it. Mayu and Jackson side by side. That 71 truck of Sean Barry. kind of stuck there in the middle. Daringberry, Jackson, Mayu, Gurman, and James Mohan battling back on that high side. Fastest truck on the track right now is this 052, the Team Extreme entry with 30.17. Brad's got that truck motoring up towards the front. See if he can get around some of these trucks and make a run at it here. Mark Jackson in the lead of that outside lane. Gonna try and get past Daring here. Looking at the way this race is shaping up, I don't know that that is the lane that Mayu wants to be in. John Bawalda back there fourth in that outside lane, but a lap down. Trying to get his lap back the hard way here. Looks like everybody's getting a little bit loose there as they come to that quad oval. And as they do, I'm going to step aside for the last break of the day and get ready to bring you all the excitement of this exciting finish here at Atlanta for the TNGG SuperSpeedway Blitz. I'll be right back momentarily. You won't miss a thing.
What's up, guys? Roger Debo, front tire changer for the 45 Alpha Prime car. You're watching.
Well, we are back. As I just saw that caution flag fly, take a look, see what brought out the caution here. So here we go, coming through the corner. Oh, looks like Gurman just got loose down on the inside. Slagle tries to get by him. All right, here we go again. All right. Here we go again under caution. All right. So that definitely reset the race here. Like we've got about 8 trucks on the lead lap now. So the 7 of James Mohan, Mark Jackson on the high side, Sean Berry, Jernigan, Timmy Reed, Michael Mayu, and John Bawalda are all up there. Stack them up again, 16 laps to the finish. Mohan has the button. Wait until they get to that green flag run. Green is out. Everybody basically stays together here. One of the better restarts we've had today. It looks like we got about 8 trucks here on the lead lap. Mohan, Berry, Jackson. Mohan making his way through the field a couple times today. Back up front, 71 and 17 are almost door to door into each other. Mayu is all over the back bumper of the 17, going to try and push him towards that lead. And here they go down the front stretch. Mohan and Jackson side by side. Berry and Mayu as well. These top 5 trucks not giving an inch. 14 laps to go. Jackson to the lead. Mayu sticks his nose out a little bit, get a little bit of air to that truck. Timmy Reed right behind him. If Timmy Reed stays down here, goes up high with Mayu. Mohan's up there as well. You can pretty much tell what guys are teammates by the green cars they're driving. Asked them about it a couple weeks ago, and they said it's just easier to see. If you're coming up behind them, you can just notice that, and you know you got a teammate up there, so that is what they do. They are stacked up here, side by side. Mohan and Jackson. Berry and Mayu. John Bawalda battling back now up into 7th. Got a couple lap trucks in between them a little bit there as well. Side by side up front. Coming to 10 to go this time by. Mohan and Jackson still side by side. These top 5 are not given an inch here. Could be a good race as we come towards the finish line. 30 laps from where these guys all last pitted. The truck that I'm most interested in watching is this 00 here, because if these other guys run out of fuel, as I was told, there's about 25 to 28 laps maybe, unless they know something I don't here. It'll be close with Mohan and Jackson if they're going to make it, and Barry. They all pitted on lap 70, which is exactly 30 laps to the finish, but we have had a few cautions under there, so they might have saved just enough fuel to make it to the end. Down the backstretch, still side by side. If we can jump on the nose here of, look how close Mayu is riding to that 17 of Mark Jackson there, all over that back bumper. Floats out just a little bit, but the 2-car tandem is working pretty well to stay right to that outside of Mohan. Inside lines running just a little bit faster, but they're still battling each other. Mayu goes high just a little bit. Timmy Reed is probably thinking he probably doesn't want to be there. The way that truck in front of him is behaving at the moment. 6 laps to go. Jackson and Mohan. Ball, Don Bawalda hit pit lane. I wonder if that's a sign or if he just needed to. Mohan, Jackson, Barry and Mayu. Timmy Reed back there in 5th. Only 6 cars are on the lead lap now. The first 5, and then you have the lapper, and then Joshua Jennergan. Mohan and Jackson. These guys are just laying down everything they have. 4 laps to go. And they're still side by side. Mayu gets a little bit closer to that back bumper of Jackson there. Oh my God. Bawalda just got right in the middle of the track there. Luckily, the leaders all were able to get by, but definitely shook up that freaking race as they made their way through that backstretch. Bawalda was just stuck in no man's land, and the leaders had nowhere to go. Three laps to go. Mohan jumps to the outside, gets in front of teammate Michael Mayu and Timmy Reed. See if these 3 guys can hook up and get their trucks pushed to the front as we come through 3 and 4, headed to the start-finish line. Popsicle sticks in the air. 2 to go. Mohan back to the front. Mayu gets a little bit loose as Mohan dives down in front of Jackson there. Side by side, not giving an inch as he gets bumped off of the 17. Mayu goes into the wall. Now there are basically 3. Jackson, Mohan, and Barry. Timmy Reed's back there as well, but final lap. Mohan looking to take the TNG SuperSpeedway Blitz as Mayu gets out of the way, down to the inside. Sean Barry and James Mohan are going to settle it on the track. Mohan wins the TNG SuperSpeedway Blitz. Sean Barry in for second, Mark Jackson third, Timmy Reed fourth. Mayu passes the finish line in fifth, and Joshua Jernigan finishes the race out in sixth place. All 6 of those guys are the only cars left on the lead lap. James Mohan's burning it down here. See if we can oh, Team Extreme just burning it down. All right, let's see here. Hey, Mark. Mike up in the booth. Got a copy?
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, not too bad. Heck of a race there for the last few laps. Side by side for most of the race.
Oh my God, I'm telling you what, man, that top side was rolling. Hats off to those guys up there. That 71 truck, I was having a little trouble either following him down on the bottom or when we were side by side there. He was blinking just a little bit. But all in all, man, what a race. I'm sweating my balls off.
Yeah, you guys definitely put on a race after a couple little cautions, but heck of a finish. Awesome job.
Yeah, it was a rough go there at first, and I was trying to play the fuel mileage, whether or not to take tires, and kind of worked out in the end where we were able to get back up there and at least have a chance to win.
Yeah, definitely did. Anybody you want to thank on your P3 finish?
Absolutely. First of all, I want to give all glory to God, and I want to thank my wife and thank TNGG for this series, and watch you guys last week on the broadcast. Hell of a job from you guys too, man. Just look forward to racing again here in this series, and it's just a blessing. Thank you guys.
Well, thanks again. Congratulations once again as well for that P3 finish, and maybe we'll talk to you next week.
Absolutely, man. You guys have a great night.
You too. All right, let's see here if we can get. Where is it? Doesn't look like he is, but I know the race winner is. I can find him here. Hey, James, Mike up in the booth. Got a copy?
Yes, I do. How's it going? Thanks for the broadcast.
Anytime, man. Heck of a race. I bet you guys all in that lead group were gonna probably have to change your pants when you saw the 5 truck there on the backstretch.
Yeah, oh my God, that scared me. I had to take a base up maneuver, and luckily we didn't get collected in that because that was bad timing.
Yeah, heck of a run. You went from back to front and front to back and back to the front again.
Yeah, I got good teammates, and especially there at the end when that lap car came up, I lost the lead because I had to, move around, and Michael was able to give me that last little push to get me back down to the bottom because the bottom was the dominant lane.
Yeah, it definitely was. You guys seemed to carry most of your speed through that bottom line. Heck of a race tonight. Looks like you're moving closer to the points lead here.
Oh, really? That's good. I missed last week. I had work,
Yeah, that's a good thing about the way they have these points set up. You think you're going to move decent anyway, because you win the race, you get tons of points for that. So, anyway, look forward to seeing you guys race the next couple weeks. And then, how do you feel about Nashville and then Talladega for the last 2 races?
I don't know about Nashville. I don't think I got any laps on iRacing on Nashville. On other games I do, but I don't think I got any on this one. But that ain't nothing. Get some practice in. We'll do our homework. We work really well as a team. Tom, Brad, Michael, Timmy, me. We kind of formed a good little team. Team Green.
Yeah, definitely did. Definitely can notice you guys out on track. Anybody you want to thank for the win today?
I want to thank Michael for that win, because without him pushing me, I wouldn't have been able to get back around him, and Tom and Timmy and Brad and Jim. Without my teammates, I'm nothing, It's a team thing. More cars we got, the better we can work together throughout the races. So I'd like to thank them. Thank Thomas for putting this on, and you for the broadcast. I really appreciate it. Thanks.
Yep. Thank you again, as always, for all you guys do here for this league and all the nice, clean racing. I'll look forward to maybe talking to you guys next week.
Yep, hopefully. Thanks again. Have a good night.
You too. All right, that was the race winner there. So, 4 rounds in the books, 2 to go. Take a look here at the final standings. James Mohan up there in P1. Sean Berry brings home 2nd place. Mark Jackson, Timmy Reed, Michael Mayu after a little bit of trouble there. Joshua Jernigan, all the lead lap cars after that was when the big one happened. We got Jeremy Daring, Rodney German, Brett Seigel, Robert Amaral, John Bawalda, Gary Huffins, Jim Laughlin, Tucker Dorf, Philip Isaac round out the top 15. Go back to Jacob Blakely, Nicholas Heslin, and Alan Isaac. Brennan Gregg and Charlie Gallagher round out the top 20. Thomas Lane Jr. was leading the race for a little bit, wound up 21st. Michael Hall and Jacob Hall, 22nd, 23rd. James Field, Spencer Burton, Dale Rapp, Ian Logan, and Scott Higby. Then you go back to Tom Dixon, James Lovedoy, James Wertzma, Mike Allen, Johnny Malilla, and Willem Petrus. Anthony Reiner are the guys that started the race. Larry Eddy did not start. So that is the way we ended tonight. Look forward to seeing these guys back on track in Nashville next week for 100 laps there. And then we'll close it out in 2 weeks' time at Talladega. Once again, from everybody here at the TNG iRacing Esports SuperSpeedway Blitz and everyone here at Sim Racing Media, I am Mike Damone. Good night, everybody.